I teach physics.
Okay.
And I just one of the best things about being a physics teacher, the best thing about being a physics teacher is the fact that we are encouraged to play with toys. And this thing right here, you think it's a toy, but it's not. It's seriously amazing. Thanks, Luke and his papa, Ross the boss, for this little device again. It's another Bruder toy. Let's get to some of the details, then we'll maybe talk about some of the physics behind it. But man, this toy is amazing. So obviously it's a big fat crane. You can use this and extend the crane. And you can use this and lift the crane. Look at that. So you lift this thing up. And I've watched these work while lifting air conditioning units onto the roofs of buildings. And I've watched them work while crews are building bridges. Just walked over and just stared at them for a while just to see how they work. And they are really neat. And they're gigantic machines. It even has an additional extension. I don't know how they actually put it on using the thing that they have, but extend that thing a little bit. Properly route the cable through it, bring it up there, snap it into place, you have an extension. And it just keeps on extending. And these things are impressively long. In order to do this on a real one, however, you have to have outriggers to keep this whole thing stable and keep the base of support nice and wide. And here's one of those outriggers, another one. These are all hydraulically operated, one on the other side, one on the other side. And these drop down and you can unscrew them and lift the entire vehicle. Usually they just lift the rear end, but lift the entire vehicle off the ground. Plus, just like a real one, you have additional counterweights to put on the back to keep the center of gravity over that base of support. Here's a counterweight. Take this thing, pop the bottom off it, fill it up with molten lead maybe, or sand or something, and there it is. You got that thing, and you can put this over here as a counterweight so that the whole thing won't, when it's lifting something nice and heavy out here, just like tip straight forward. Keeps the center of gravity back. Want to see how high this thing goes? It keeps on going. It's just, I mean, look at that. Look at how high it goes. There's a guy, because if you're working on the crew, you really need to be able to do this. You need to be able to be lifted up. You don't want to walk from one place to another. You have to be able to use this. They lift you really, really high up in the air, swing you back and forth. Look at this. Okay, it's probably not even on screen now, but the guy's, look at how tall it is. And the guy's flopping all over the place. And okay, a real guy wouldn't do too well, but and then you could just bring them over, and then you can drop them down in the proper location. You could probably send them down a well. I mean, you could do that. That's not the best way. You could just release it now. Yeah, that's how long the string is. The string's all, what is that, like 2 meters long? I don't know if you understand meters. I do, so I'll just use that. But the thing is 2 meters long. He's all the way down in the pit. He's working in the pit now. This is just, this is so nice. All right, let's reel him back in. This is all, of course, like hydraulics and electric motors and things. And let's pretend you're fishing. We're just fishing. And there he is again. Look at that. All right. Yeah. Dude, this is like, and then you can lock this in place. The doors open up so you can put your little people in there. Little storage compartments open up. You can put your tools in there. Swivel. I mean, this thing is, fell off the edge of the cliff. This thing is real. Look at that. Look at that. This is just, okay, this is not a toy. This is a real model. This is something that I want in my man room to play with. Luke, if this doesn't come back, I didn't take it. What happened was that your dad left it on the top of the car. He took it out to the car, he left it on the top, and he's like, I'm all excited to drive. And you know what happened? It just rolled off the back of the car. Don't come looking for me. It's your dad's fault. He left it on top of the car and drove away, and then he got smashed. That's just what happened. I won it. So if you want my birthday, November 18th. Just November 18th. Remember that. It should be standard physics teacher issue. Like you get done with your physics teaching degree, and this is what you get because it's just amazing. And you have like a diesel engine inside there. There's so many things you could do with this. You could teach an entire class using this and this alone. And I'm not talking like a single period semester class. I'm talking like double periods every day for 2 years, right here. It's pretty sweet. I was taking pictures of this real one underneath the 62nd Street Bridge. Somebody asked me what I was doing, and this is my best answer. Yeah, I teach physics.
Okay.
And I just, my student teacher brought in... I have no idea why that was so hysterical, but apparently it was. But here is the big old crane that I saw. It's got 3 sections that extend forward once you get that crane up. Here it is from the back. It is definitely not symmetrical. Main hydraulics for lifting. Little feet, the outriggers to hold it in place. And here we have an angle measurer, and up on top, this is a motor-driven chain drive to extend those sections forward. Didn't know that existed. That was a pretty cool discovery. If you see a real one, go check it out. It's actually just like that Bruder toy.